an uncanny ability to fall for men that don't fall for me. Maybe I have defective engineering, too. And if that's the case, is there any way to fix it?
You are royalty now. I'm a splice. You don't understand what that means, but I have more in common with a dog than I have with you.
I love dogs. I've always loved dogs.
And that was a clip from Jupiter Ascending, the new sci-fi mega-budget film starring Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum, and written and directed by Andy and Lana Wachowski. Here to give us his review of the film is WSJ film critic Joe Morgenstern. Joe, thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. This is a special privilege with this deeply terrible movie to talk about.
Oh, yes, it seems safe to say you did not enjoy it. In fact, you call it bad enough to be granted landmark status.
Yes, it's sort of a sad landmark in the decline of the studio system. I mean, this movie feels like the end of days, maybe not of civilization as a whole, but of the days when the studios could depend on these elaborate digital effects to sustain movies, even though they don't make much sense and they have no emotional resonance and they present really nothing much that you want to see.
Well, I have to say, reading your review was just so much fun, much more fun than watching the movie, but the characters are, as you say, empathy-proof, so you just can't care about these characters, try as you might.
There's no way to care about them. You know, Kelly Crow is talking about a Gauguin painting that sold for $300 million, which may be in the neighborhood of the cost of this film. But you look at the painting, and it's lovely, it's accessible, you know what to feel about it, you don't have to worry about what to feel, you just feel it. For $3 or who knows how many $100 million, Warner Brothers and its business partners in this dubious venture have a movie that just, I mean, it's inert. You sit before it and you watch it go by, and of course the digital effects are magnificent, but they're the same effects we've seen for the past 20 years.
And yet there are some beautiful people in this film, lots of expensive costumes and special effects, as you just pointed out.
There are beautiful people. One of them is Mila Kunis. The other is Channing Tatum, but they have literally defaced the poor guy. He has to wear some kind of prosthesis that pulls his whole jaw and mouth out of shape. You heard him say to her in that clip that he's a splice, meaning, you know, a genetic mashup, and that he is more dog than you think. And she says, I believe I love dogs. Earlier in the film, he tells her that he's a splice, but he's part wolf. I mean, they can't even get the species straight.
I almost want to see the movie just to see if it can really be that bad. But Joe, do you think it could develop a cult following the way some of these really bad films have in the past?
No, I don't, because, you know, Plan 7 from Outer Space and terrible movies like that were fun partly because they were unpretentious. This is enormous, and it's sort of suffocating. There's no cult following to be had here, and it's all the sadder because the Wachowski siblings, now as they're called, made a spectacularly original movie, The Matrix, almost 16 years ago. And, you know, they haven't done anything worth seeing since. So the question arises, why was this movie ever produced? I don't know. I've seen it, and I can't imagine.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. Delightful talking to you.
Thank you.